Hey everybody, the conversation I didn't have with my dad back with our family company was the one recognizing the authorization versus the activation of a legacy. And so I want to reflect on that this week because it came up in another founder conversation. Some people consider it drama. I call it the untold story. Just to reflect real quick, I never really did initiate that conversation with my dad about becoming the next legacy owner of our family company before he sold it to the business partner. And it came up again this week because of another untold story that didn't happen. And it reminded me, this has been a recurring theme, and it's something that happens in companies of all sizes, family companies, startup companies. I've been involved in healthcare as well as a public company acquisition and integration. And it's really that conversation that you can have on your own, whether you're that founder or that future, regarding the legacy and, of course, your role, which is a conversation to develop. And what I have found in being the integrator in these conversations, it really is important to stop and ask more about that untold story. And rather than looking to solve the problem about legacy versus the future, recognize it's probably a conversation that just hasn't happened about the legacy. And it really isn't a matter of conflict. It's a matter of recognizing the possibility of change in terms of growth and evolving on that tradition, as opposed to dismissing it or discounting the tradition. That legacy, however long it's existed, whether it's 25 or even 70 years, is a great foundation. And sometimes, like it was for my dad, it was very important to him to hold on to that tradition. And as I've seen with many CEOs and their executives and those future CEOs and future owners, it's a conversation that doesn't happen because it seems to be this almost assumed challenge of it's the tradition of the legacy versus the change of let's go on to what's next. And you'll see this especially when those next generation people are very much driven by sales and very ambitious. They're finding new ways and new customers, new ways to sell to the customers, and even more valuable customers. And that tends to appear to be a conflict with the tradition when it's actually a great evolution. So the takeaway this week, as it's been for many years with many people for me, and I want to share this with you because it's something you can do on your own, whether you call yourself the integrator or it's just a role that's a job to be done, whether you're that future CEO or that founder CEO or someone along the way, maybe that curious person, and maybe that integrator role doesn't really exist yet, and that can be your next role, is to ask people more about their experience and their story as it relates to that original legacy and the new possibilities of what next. And better yet, don't even call it change. Just talk about evolving this great tradition with the improvement or the innovation that uses that tradition as a foundation. Most important thing is listen first, learn fast. The untold story, put those pieces together, and then show people the puzzle. And maybe it's like one of those great puzzles with the Covered Bridge by Thomas Kincaid, and everybody can cross that bridge with that visualization and the actual conversation. Thanks again. Talk to you soon.